Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, Ron here at AbleSys. Be glad to answer your questions, and we'll go over the buys and sells and stops on today's E-mini Nasdaq chart, which was another good day using the signals, and we'll also take a look at this daily, weekly stock chart, which is more for longer term, swing or even longer term stock trading, because AbleTrend works just as good on everything. It just depends on whatever you like to trade. We also have the new APP, which is for longer term stock trades. And it basically keeps you in the trends a lot longer. It's using weekly and monthly charts. And that's really been really great over the past few months, because with the market in such a nice uptrend, it's just kept everybody in these trades very very long time, for months. And that's been great too. So let's jump in and we'll take a look, because the rules are the same, and it's so important to just be very robotic and just follow the rules. And you have to do it every time, because you can't be successful otherwise. If there's in any way you trade either other indicators, or even more importantly, if you trade your emotions, well, I think this, or I heard this, or I feel this, no chance of winning, and especially day trading, because you have to be almost like no emotion. You have to be just completely emotionless, like I say, like a robot. Because the more you use your mind, and the more you use your emotions, you, me, and everybody else, we have no chance to win otherwise. And that's why day trading is just not for everybody, because some people can't do it. Believe me, I know the feeling. We all do. But the more you can put your emotions aside and follow the AbleTrend signals, which have been extremely profitable for years. It's not going to stop working today because you or I are using it, or because it maybe had a losing day or some losing trades. I assure you that you just have to, again, you have to do it every single time, every single trade. We like the first 3 hours of trading and the last 2 hours of trading in the U.S. E-mini session. Which Eastern time is between 9:30 and 12:30, and then 2 to 4. We have studied that extensively, and that's by far the best times to trade. Also, by far the best market to trade, or the smoothest, easiest market. And when I say easiest, there's nothing easy about trading, that's for sure. But certain markets are a lot more difficult because they're a lot choppier. They're not as consistent. And some markets tend to be a little bit more consistent and a little smoother, which I would say would be slightly easier. And that's by far intraday. Now I'm just speaking intraday. The mini Nasdaq, which definitely would be on top of the list. Then I would say the Russell, E-mini Russell would be the second best. Then you get the E-mini S&P and the Dow and crude oil and gold and other market and currencies, all below those two on top. So just a couple, helpful hints, or suggestions for somebody who's been watching it literally every minute of the day for 15 years. So let's jump in and take a look. This is CYBE daily weekly chart. Really, really nice trade over here. It came in around October. You've got your weekly chart, which comes in once every 5 days. It's 5 trading days in a week. Comes in once a week, and it's blue. That's the key. It's blue. Blue bar, blue price bar. I'm sorry, blue X, and then a blue dot. That's triple confirmation. The blue dots are daily. They come in every day, right underneath or above the daily price bars. And then you have a weekly signal also on the chart. So you have 2 signals. You have 2 time frames in agreement. Well, that works out really well when that happens. And then we'd be out over here on the red bar, red dot. Stop would go just a little bit under, a couple pennies under the blue dots. This is for longer term now, stock daily and weekly charts. And then as the price is going along, for example, when the price is here, there's our support. Now keep in mind, the blue dots block or stop the prices from going lower. So it's our protection. As long as you're above those blue dots, you're safe. You're in a very strong, you're still in an uptrend. Stop loss would go at the second lower blue dot below the price. Obvious no trade zone here, and that's the best part of AbleTrend of the no trade zones. Keeps us out of trouble. It tells us, this is telling us right here on this day, it's alerting us of a choppy market ahead, sideways choppy market. Well, looking 1 month ahead, wow, would it nail that perfect, because that's as sideways as you can get. That's the beauty of the no trade zones. They keep us out of trouble, and they dramatically lower our risk. Greatly lowers risk. So we got a nice buy signal that came in right here, a very obvious triple confirmation buy signal. It was about a month ago. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. That's a triple confirmation buy signal. It's exactly what you want to see on your chart. When you're looking at this live, this is what you want to see right there. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. When you see this, and by the way, this would be in the win tick report as a new buy signal, because with a win tick report under the list, today's buy sell signals for tomorrow, it gives you all the new buy signals. Now, just on the daily chart, doesn't mean the weekly agrees, because if there's a red X above, or even anytime this week, it would be a no trade zone. So we're looking for blue bar, blue dot, blue X. There's the triple confirmation I'm looking for. And it's the same rules if we're looking for at a Forex chart or an E-mini chart, or if it's a 1 minute chart, 1 minute, 3 minute, or if it's a daily, weekly. It's exactly the same. So it's very simple. And if you took that trade at $18.50 a month ago, you're doing extremely well. You've got a bunch of money in your account because you're at 24 today. So that's like $6 on an $18 stock. That's 30% in a week, in a month. So good stuff right there. Not even a month. Good stuff right there. And again, this was in the win tick report 3.5 weeks ago when the buy signal came in. Now jumping over to NASDAQ, which is the E-mini NASDAQ, our favorite market to day trade. Same rules, same color, same dots. Actually, there's a couple of extra little things also with the mini NASDAQ. So we'll just take a look at each signal. And if you were looking at this live at the open today, which starts at 9:30 my time here, Eastern time, right there, boom, there it is. There's your triple confirmation sell signal. A minute after, and if you want to wait a minute or two just to be a little maybe safer, that's fine. I mean, that's up to you. But there's your red bar, red dot, red small X, which is the 2 minute signal, and it's red. So 2 minute, it's red. It means down. The algorithm is saying it's going lower. The 3 minute signal, which is the bigger red X, is also saying it's going to go lower. Well, you can't do better than that. You've got 4 triple, quadruple confirmation. I'm just going to keep it simple. You got triple confirmation telling you this is greatly in favor of going lower. And again, that first trade of the day, if you ask me, the first and last hour is the best. If you only had 2 hours to trade, technically, we trade 5. We suggest 5 hours a day. The first 3 hours and the last 2 hours. Yesterday, it was a fantastic trade. The final hour of the day. I mean, it was a $400 winner. 20 points on the NASDAQ. Very clear cut. Pretty much looked like the same chart here. Triple confirmation to the downside, and it produced 21 points, which is $420. So it was a $400 winner for everybody using AbleTrend yesterday in the last hour of trading. I certainly hope you did too. So we've been looking at this. We start to stop 1 point above the top of that red bar. As the dots are going lower, like for example, when we're here, there's where the stop is. Second higher red dot. Remember, the red dots protect our position. That's resistance. It blocks the price from going higher, just like the blue dots block the price from going lower. If you're looking at this live, now you've got yourself about 13 points or so. Not enough to use the, actually it was only 10 points. not enough to use the 2 green bar. Actually, yes, it was. I'm sorry. From here to here is, yeah, about 13 points. So we put the stop loss, we move it from here, where I just showed you right there. We move it a little closer because we want to protect the 15, that's a $300 winner AbleTrend gave, me, you, and everybody using AbleTrend in 8 minutes, 10 minutes, we'll say. It was actually 8 minutes, but, I'm just keeping it simple here. So in 8 minutes, AbleTrend, we had 300, or anybody who used AbleTrend and followed the rules had 300 more in their account per one contract. So you had the 2 greens. We want to get that stop closer because we don't want to give a whole bunch of that back. And it's always going to give some back. But in the world is picking tops or bottoms. It's an impossibility unless you got lucky. Consistently impossible. So we put the stop 1 point above. We use that 2 green bar because green means it's getting a little sideways or maybe even a pullback. So again, we want to just, put the stop a little closer because we have a large profit. That's the reason for it. And we get stopped out right there and picked up about 12 points on that trade. 12 times 20, it's a $240 winner in 8 minutes per contract that AbleTrend gave us. Now, this is a sweet spot. However, tick chart didn't agree till the second red bar. If we scroll back here, right there is 941, 941 down here. Tick chart agrees, red bar, red dot, red X, and we're going to lose. We're going to give 5 points back on that trade because the very next bar, it popped up. Stop loss goes 1 point above the top of the bar. We're going to give 5 back. So we're still doing, obviously we're still nicely after the first half an hour of trading. There's your triple confirmation buy signal, obviously. And if you get in the first bar, the second bar is fine. The big dots, by the way, these blue dots just tell me it's the first 2-minute X, the first 3-minute X. You also get a blue dot. That's all that means. It's just giving you a heads up that there's another dot there too. Up and away this goes. This one worked out nice. And then we're finally out of it right here. And we picked up about another, maybe about 5 or 6 points on that trade. Actually, it was a little bit more than that, 7 or 8 points. So we got back what we had lost on the previous trade before. And we're still doing well. We're up about 13 points or about 260 for the day so far. There's a triple confirmation short. It's a loss of a few points on that one. Another triple confirmation short. This 1 point above is the stop, and we're out right about in that area. So we gave back about another 5 on that one. I'm going to say we're up about maybe 10, and we're going to lose on this one here too. We had 3 losses in a row. Now some people, 3 in a row. I'm quitting. That's it. It doesn't work today. Yeah, okay, it's working for 20 years. It's just today, it's going to stop working. I don't think so. Triple confirmation buy signal. Guess what? We got it all back in one trade. We got back what we lost in the last 3 because you've got your 2 green bars. Wouldn't use so much the 2 green bar over here. Only up 5 or 6 points. But you definitely could use it right there on the 2 greens. So we pick up another 10 points or so right there. Now you're in your what we call the dead zone between 12:30 and 2 o'clock Eastern, and that included this profitable buy signal right here, but can't include it, even though it was a winning trade by AbleTrend, and that's subjective. In other words, you can, that's up to you whether you want to trade during the dead zone or not. We prefer not to, but that doesn't mean, just make suggestions. Certainly don't tell anybody what to do. It's up to you. You can do whatever they want with their own money. And that was a winning trade during the dead zone there. But I don't count that because we don't suggest that. So there's a buy signal there, and you got about a break even. Here's a buy signal there. That was a stop out right here at about break even. Then we'd be long on the stop on the sweet spot. Lost a couple points. and actually just a minute or so before the close. And I can certainly understand if somebody didn't take it because it was, it was a minute or so before 4 o'clock. Actually had a real nice trade, which going into the 4:15 New York time, the 4:15 close was really nice. It actually produced about 14 points, but $280 profit. So, that one it's a tough one to pick up because it was right at the close. Just want to scroll back and show you yesterday's 3 o'clock, 1 hour before the market closed, 3 Eastern, just a super trade right here. Just and a nice short bar. Remember, it's always better to get in, or let's just say it's lower risk when you're entering on a smaller, and I'm talking top to bottom vertically, a short or smaller bar. I mean, this was just like the perfect textbook case if there ever was one. Short red bar, quadruple confirmation, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Everything was it was just in total agreement. We would short it right here at about 20, 25. And then we had two greens here where we're winning like a good 15 points. So we would move the stop loss from here, second higher red dot, just a little close, 1 point above the top of the green bar. Guess what? We got a bonus. It never hit it. It kept going lower. And then we had two more green bars where we'll put the stop again, 1 point above, and we were out with 21 points. Actually, it was like 24 points, but we'll just say 20 even. So, because I don't exaggerate the losses. In fact, I do the opposite. So, that's a $400 winner right there in a half an hour that AbleTrend gave all of us. So that was really, really sweet. Brian's here. Hi, Brian. And then Mike says bar at 9:30 was 13 points. Shouldn't we pass on those? No, Mike. You don't want to pass on the first hour and last hour. I don't care if it's 50 points away. You just don't want to pass on that. Get in on the next bar if you like, but that's the best time to, first and last hour is the best time to trade. Put your stop just 1 point above the bar, and that worked out great. John says 9:30 to avoid long bars, which may quickly reverse. It could, but that's why we have stop losses in place. And 4 out of 5 times, the first and last hour, the first trade and the last trade of the day are the best trades. They're the smoothest, biggest trends of the day. So you just don't want to pass on that. If you lose, you lose. I mean, there's going to be plenty of losses. We'll pick up the next one. But we don't, again, if you want to wait a minute or two, I mean, that's fine, but you're just taking a chance you might miss out on it. It's up to you. These are just our suggestions from watching it. Oh, I guess about 1,000,000 hours probably if I have added it up. Another question coming in here from Greg. When you move the stop just above 2 consecutive green bars, remember you have to be in a nice little profit before you do that. I mean, I use at least 10 points. You could use whatever you like. You say 1 point, or is it 1 tick? No, 1 point. If it was 1 tick, then I would say 1 tick. 1 point means just 1 point. That's all. 1 tick would be too tight. Brian says, please explain 22.5 green bars and placing a stop above the green bars. Brian, once you're in profit of at least at minimum of 10 points is what I suggest. You want to put like right here, you want to put your stop loss, you want to move it closer to the price. From here to here at that time, you're winning about $350. I mean, this could, these markets move quick. I don't want to give all of that back. My stop is over here where I'd only be making about maybe $150. So that's like $200 I'll give back if it shoots higher. So my point is, after you're in a nice profit like that, you want to move your stop closer to the price. And if the bars are red, there's nothing to think about. We're still going lower. That's what we're looking for and what we'd love to see. But now you start to get 2 green bars. I'm going to move that stop from here a little tighter. I want to just move it closer to the price. So we get 2 green bars in a row. We're going to put the stop loss 1 point above the top of either one of these, or the higher of the 2 green bars. As it turns out, it kept on going lower. Now we got 2 more greens. So we move the stop, which would be there at that point. Second higher red dot. There's 2 more greens. We put it right there. You just click on the cross above, crosshairs. It'll tell you exactly the price. And we will be stopped out the very next bar, plus $400 on that trade, or 20 points. Steve says, do you ever trade pre-market? You could do whatever, again, we don't ever tell anybody what to do. We have clients who trade around the clock, 3 o'clock in the morning when London opens up. Some people love that because there's usually a nice little pop then. I don't suggest it because it's usually flat, quiet, but that it's certainly open to do so. Yeah, Michael, I mean, it's just hard to lay off that first trade of the day. It's just so profitable so often. So it's hard, it's hard for you. It's hard to do that. If you feel it's just, if it's too long of a bar, then what we would do is wait for the second bar, the next bar. I mean, that's the rule on that one. You just wait for, let me go back to that. You just wait for the second bar. If it's a shorter bar, you can get in on that one. And if that one's still too long, now you can get on the third one, but now you're already, it's already dropped 20 points. You can't chase after it. So, that's okay. If you feel it's a little too far away, which I totally understand, then just pass on it. If there's too much risks there for you, then you just simply pass. Perfectly fine to do that. Yep. Sometimes it reverses. You know what? You would have missed a $300 trade here, but that's okay. Well, $250 trade, but that's okay. Sometimes it's better to miss it and not take a chance because this is a long bar. Totally understand. But for those of you who did take the trade, I have to point that out. So sometimes you just have to use your own, your own trade savvy and judgment. And if you feel that the bar is too long, especially at the open, totally understand and just pass on it. But, just keep in mind there's a pretty good chance that first trade is going to be one of the better ones of the day. So, you may miss out on it. But you know what? It's always better to be conservative. Always better to be conservative. If you're not sure what to do on any one of these trades, do nothing. Don't do anything. Play it safe. Frank said he had a great day today. The 9:30 trade was a perfect triple confirmation for him, and he even emailed me early that he had a very, very nice morning today and made quite a bit of money. Good job, Frank. Well done. Heinz, we always go in on market order. It would take too long to fiddle around with the order and moves too fast. So for E-minis, we always go in on market. Yep, sometimes that happens, Mike. I mean, it's not always going to be, a good place to get in. Sometimes, it reverses. I mean, that most certainly can happen. That's for sure. You have to just, again, you just use your own judgment on that one. If you think that the bar is too long and there's too much risk, don't do it. Totally agree. You're welcome, Deb. All right, everyone. I think that works, and you're welcome, Steve. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Hope I was helpful. Glenn, good suggestion. Just the less too much risk, use micros. Great suggestion. If there's too much risk on the trade, totally get that. Like if it's say 13, 14 points, that's $260 at risk. By using one standard lot, just use a couple of micros. And micros are great to trade anyhow, because if you trade multiple contracts, we always suggest taking some profit after 5 points. We just, you could just set a bracket automatically to take a little profit at 5 points. If one standard lot is too much, you can always use micros, and that's an easy way to scale in and out too. Great suggestion, Glenn. All right, thanks for being here, everyone. Have a good night.